OSAE has always been a great place to meet friends, to meet colleagues, to develop relationships, whether it's with other colleagues, peer-to-peer, or it's with, I don't want to really use the word vendors because I don't think of them as vendors, but the hotel suppliers, those partners that I use to deliver services to the membership that I serve. And so it's always been a great place to build those relationships and then be able to call on those individuals when you need or are looking for a solution, whether it's a meeting site solution or catering or whatever kind, or membership benefit solution, that you have a network of people that you can call on to help you develop those programs for your members and to make your association better. I remember it as a point when we were able to advance some issues, work on some strategic plans, really working to bring all the associations that were there together because we all had a common purpose. We may not have always agreed on issues at the Capitol or on issues that we were working on, but we all had a core purpose, and that was to bring like-minded people together in our own associations. And so capitalizing on that, I hope that's the kind of legacy that I left. It was really about bringing us together and to make associations in Oklahoma better. Well, one, it's never boring. You know, I work for an association that the president changes every 2 years. So I always have something new to look forward to. And about the time that so I can't ever get bored. Because about the time that I start to get bored, I've got a whole new board, I've got a new president, and so I have to think about how do I continue to make this association better? And how do I make the work that my members do valued within the community? You know, I have friendships that I've developed, but I also count a couple that are mentors to me. One would be Charlotte Edwards, who is an OSAE past president. At the time I came to Oklahoma, I started to work with Charlotte, and she encouraged me to get involved in OSAE. She encouraged me to attend ASAE meetings, and she really encouraged me to go out and seek my CIE, and supported me in that those endeavors as well. And so I count that as a really important mentorship and friendship that I have with Charlotte. And then I look at relationships that I've developed with, like Greta Shepherd Stewart, and who I know counts me as a mentor, but I think it's an equal relationship because I was able to share things with her that were important to me, and vice versa. I mean, I learned as much from her as I think she learned from me. So it was a mutual relationship. And then I also count Sam Blackstock as somebody. You know, I realize that all three of those are OSAE presidents, but you know, Sam has always been very supportive, always encouraging, and so I think that's what being a mentor and having building a partnership and a relationship with people. And then I look at some of the other people I've worked with, Diane Davis, who I've known since almost as long as I've known Charlotte, but she's been on the other side, so I count her as a really good friend and mentor as well. Since I work with nurses at the Oklahoma Nurses Association, credentials have become very important. And so for me as a non-nurse to work with that group, to have a credential, a certification that I can put behind my name, it means something to that group. And it means something to me that I am an expert in association management, and those are the skills that I bring. Taking that exam was really sort of a culmination of all the experiences I'd had put together, along with the educational background. For me, it brought it all together and made me realize how very important all of that was to the delivery of services that I provide to the association that I work for. I tell them to get involved. I think being in association management is a really beneficial career. It's rewarding. It is constantly changing, as well as that you can find things that you're passionate about. And I think passion is a very important piece in the work that we do. In some way, we have to be passionate about the work and the kind of work that we do. And with the fact that associations there is an association for everything. And so you can find both your passion and then use your skills to advance that passion and to advance that profession. Well, I think it has to keep growing, and it has to keep looking at ways to stay on the cutting edge, ways to stay out in front, and to make sure that it provides the educational sessions, the kinds of services that association professionals are looking for. I mean, we are the association of associations, so we should be providing great examples of what's current, what's cutting edge. You bet. You bet I'd do it again. I got into associations just sort of by luck. I had sold advertising in Denver, and I sold for a number of magazines and publications. And I had a friend who worked at the National Conference of State Legislatures and said, come work for me. And I went to work for selling ad space and realized what other potential there was within that organization. Started to apply for a job within the organization as a full-time meeting planner, and they needed somebody who knew marketing. And so I brought my marketing skills to the meeting planning. I learned the meeting planning. Had I not done that, though, I don't think I would have been as marketable for the State Market Association. And that was really a leg up for me, was that meeting planning skills, that I could bring that. And in a state association where you wear multiple hats, that was a really good skill to have, and to have also sold advertising, because I was doing selling sponsorships, selling, booking meetings. I needed to understand how to negotiate, and I had negotiated contracts from both sides of the aisle, if you will. So it brought skills to me. Was able to bring the skills that I had and learn some new ones and develop myself and continue to grow and become marketable.